Sir, I have prepared some questions also based on the topic. Sir, am I audible? Amma, am I audible, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see the video? So, sorry, slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So, last class, what we have discussed? I think you all joined, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Can you recap the points?
Leaves due to the presence of chlorophyll.
Hmm. So, we studied what is morphology, right? What is the morphology? What is the morphology?
Study of
Study of external features of organisms, right? Or external structure of plants.
yes, ma'am.
Yes. Morphology is the study of structure of what is that? Various parts of the organisms. Or external structure of the organs are known as what is that? Morphology, right?
Morphology. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. And why we need to study the morphology? Why we need to study morphology? What is the purpose we need to study the morphology? The purpose of studying morphology? Sir, someone joined, but I am not able to admit them, sir. Sir?
Yes,
Ma'am,
madam.
Amma.
your voice is breaking.
They will come again probably. Yeah, they'll come again.
They joined, but I am not able to admit them.
Why? Wait. Now we can. They joined.
Yes, admitted, sir. Okay, ma.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. So, what is the purpose of studying morphology, ma? So, it is essential for what is that? Identification of the plants, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It also important for the to know the information about what is that various species. Identification of the plants and to
Various.
give the to information about the different species, right?
Okay, ma'am.
And also it is the main aspect, okay, which is help for the genetics, ecology, anatomy, okay, for different branches of biology. With help of the morphology we could able to study, right? And if a deficiency in the plants, if the plants have any deficiency, okay, so we could able to see with help of the morphological changes, okay.
Okay.
And the changes, the phases, okay, like from young to, one second. Young stage to what is that? The next stages, the adult stages, like a plantlet to the shrub, herb, like different changes we could able to know with help of the what is that? A morphology only, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So these are the what is that? The importance of the morphology. What are they? Identification of the plants. What is the second one? Identification of the plants and gives the what is that? Information about the different species and the deficiency of the diseases. Due to that, it show the what is that? Morphological changes. Okay. And what is the next one? It is helpful for the what is that? Different branches like a genetic, ecology, for all the one second, somebody joined. For all the branches, it is helpful to us, right? And it is helpful to the translation phases. Okay, so with help to from plantlet to the when plant will reach the what is that shrub, herb, like different stages it will reach. No, for that also it will helpful. Okay, so that is the what the importance of the morphology. And also we have discussed about the parts of flowering plants. No, what are the parts of flowering plants? Could you able to see the picture?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me what are the parts of plant, flowering plant?
Leaf, node,
Mm.
internode,
Mm.
leaf,
Yes, not
flower,
little flower. Yeah. Okay. So the root system develop from which part the root system will develop? Plumule, radicula?
radical, ma'am.
Yeah, radical. Okay. The root system which is developed from the radical. What is the color of the root generally?
Brown color, ma'am.
Brown in color. Okay. And there are two types of root system, right? What are they? What are
Root
the two
system.
types of root system?
Primary root system,
Aye, types of root system.
root system, shoot system.
What are the types of root system?
Taproot system. Taproot,
Ah,
fiber root.
also, what is that fibrous root? In a taproot system, we have what is that primary root? From the primary root, secondary root to tertiary root. Yes, each root system, the tip end, we have what is that? Root cap, right? We have a root cap. Okay, and in the fibrous root system, there is a bunch of roots. Okay, the bunch of roots which is arise from the what is that? A bottom of the stem. Okay, so that is called as the fibrous root system. Understood? What is the main function of the root system? What is the main function of root system? What is the main function of root system?
Transport, storage.
Ah, what is the main function? The first function on the another anchorage, right? Second one another absorption, transportation வராது anchorage. Second one என்னது absorption. Second one absorption. Third one என்னது absorb the water and minerals, anchorage, and protect the what is that? Hold the soil tightly so we can protect the what? Soil erosion. So this is what about the water parts of flowering in the root system. And what is adventitious roots? It is given here, right? What is adventitious roots? What is adventitious root? Last class we have discussed. What is adventitious roots? Apart from radical, the root system which is formed from the other part of the plant, which is called as adventitious, right? Yes or no? What is in some plant like grass, okay, then monstera and the banyan tree and all, if you see, okay, the root arise from the what is that? A part of the plant other than the radical. Radical இல்லாம மத்த plant partsல இருந்து root form ஆச்சுன்னா which is called as adventitious roots. Fibrous roots, it is mostly found in the monocotyledon plant. Okay, there is only primary root is present. The primary root is what is that? Very short. Okay, the bunch of roots will be arised from the base of the stem. And what is the taproot system? I told taproot system is the which is found in the dicotyledon plants. There is a direct sharp, the first primary root will be formed from the primary root to tertiary root. Each root tip, it has what is that? Root cap. Okay, but in the hydrophytes, what about in hydrophytes? Instead of root cap, what present?
Ma'am, the sound is not audible, ma'am.
Not audible, Ada. For everyone,
Yes, ma'am. It's hearing very slow, ma'am.
low. Ma.
Yes, ma'am, very low, ma'am.
Ma, I'm using Wi-Fi only, ma.
But ma'am,
Wi-Fi only I'm using.
the sound is very, very low, ma'am.
One second. Now,
Okay, ma'am.
now okay.
It
Okay.
ma'am, same.
So apart from the roots, plants have what is that? Leaves also, right? So leaves are arise from the what is that? Nodes of the main stems are branches. Okay, the main function of leaves are perform the photosynthesis. And they are lateral. They are arise laterally from the plants and they are exogenous. And leaf perform the what is that? Main functions of photosynthesis, transpiration and exchange of gases. So this also we have learned. And the reproductive structure of flowering plants are called as what is that? Flower. The flowering plants, which is the reproductive partner, another. That is the flower only. Right? So the flowers வந்து என்ன ஆகும்? So it will bear the what is that? Both the male and female reproductive parts. Okay, it carry the both the male and female reproductive parts. Okay, so the male reproductive part is called as andrecium, female reproductive part is called as the gynoecium. Okay, so these things we have learned in the introduction about the topic. Okay, now we are entering to the topic about the root system we know. Now I am entering to the regions of the root. Can you able to see this picture, region of root? So this is the root, parts of root, primary, secondary, tertiary. Now I'm going to discuss about the region of the, what is that? Root. Okay, so the regions actually, which is studied from the, okay, root tip of, from the root tip இருந்து என்ன பண்றோம்? We are studying it. The regions are studied from the tip of the root. Okay, so actually in which plant is it possible to study the root regions? Generally in the germinating seeds. Okay, in a germinating seeds, it is easier for what is that? The study of the what? The regions of the root. Okay, so if you take a typically a root, if you take, okay, the root tip, if you see, it is the apex or root tip, both also same, which is covered by a thimble-like structure, which is called as, what is that? Root cap. So here at the tip, the root apex is covered by what is that? The root, the apex of the root is protected by the a thimble-like structure, which is called as, what is that? Root cap. Okay, but in some aquatic plants, okay, in some aquatic plants, instead of the root cap, there is a loose sheath is present. This loose sheath is called as, what is that? Root packet. Loose sheath is called as, what is that? Root packet. Examples, Pistia, Hycornia and all. Okay, va? Got it? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what is that? The apex of the root. Apex na, the tip of the root, actually, which is called as, what is that? Root cap, protected by a thimble-like structure. It's called as a root cap. In aquatic plant, instead of root cap, there is a loose sheath is present, which is called as a root packet. Example, Pistia and Hycornia. Okay, so one additional point, the largest root cap. Okay, largest root cap, which is present in which plants? Pandanus. Make a note it. Okay, actually it is one of the pine variety. Pandanus. 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 So in this plant only we have, what is that? Largest root cap. Okay, root cap, which is in the largest in which plant? That is example Pandanus. It is one of the pine variety. Okay, so main function of what is the root cap? The root cap, okay, it will helpful for what is that? Protection. Okay, that's not only a protection and also which is helpful for the, what is that? The penetration into the soil. Okay, penetration into the soil. Protection and also penetration into the soil. Okay, and the root cap is also known as calyptra. Make a note of it. Root cap. For the root cap, it is also known as calyptra. Calyptra. Okay, calyptra. What is the another name of root cap? Which is called as calyptra. So this is what about the root cap zone. Any doubt? So in a root region, the tip of the root, which is called as the tip of the root is called as a root tip. The root tip is covered by what is that thimble-like structure, which is called as a root cap. Okay, in many aquatic plants, instead of root cap, there is a root packet is present. Example, Pistia and Eichhornia. And the largest root cap, which is present in the, what is that? Pandunus. And yeah, the root cap, okay, it is able to, what is that? Regenerate. Okay, it can able to regenerate. Thirumbi vandu, once if it is disintegrate also, it can able to, what is that? Degenerate. And it is helpful for the protection. Also, which is helpful for the penetration of, what is that? Roots. Penetration of the root inside the soil. The root cap is also known as calyptra. Root cap is also known as, what is that? Calyptra. So this is what about the root cap. Okay, this is about the root cap. And next one vandu about the meristematic zone. What is the next region? The meristematic region. So the first region of root cap we have discussed. Now from the region of root cap, the next region is, what is that? What is that? Meristematic region. Just above the root cap, just above the root cap, the region is called as, what is that? Region of cell division I have mentioned na. So meristematic nale namakku theriyum, that is the active cells, or what is that? Dividing cells are present, right? So just above the root cap, the region is called as meristematic zone. Okay, and it is extend just few millimeter. ரொம்பலாம் இருக்காது. Only it is extend, what is that? A few millimeter only. Okay, the regions are very small. Okay, the regions எப்படி இருக்கும்? Very small இருக்கும். And if you see the cells in this meristematic region, they will be very small, thin walled, and with a dense protoplasm. Okay, so the region is just extend few millimeter, and the region is, what is that? The cells which is present in these regions are very small, thin walled, and also they have, what is that? Dense protoplasm. They can able to undergo repeated cell division. Make a note of it. Meristematic zone engiradhanaala we know the meristematic cells will divide continuously. So it is able to divide the cells which is present in this region. Okay, so this is the part represent the main growth of the, what is that? Root. So main growing region of the root na enadhu? That is the meristematic zone only. Understood or not? Okay, so meristematic zone enadhu? Just above the root cap region is called as, this is the region. The region is called as, what is that? Region of cell division or region of meristematic. Only it is extend few millimeter. The cells which is present in these regions is very small and it is very thin walled. They have a dense protoplasm and they are able to repeated cell division. And they are the, what is that? Main growing region of the, what is that? Root. And after the region of the cell division, there is a region of elongation. So here it is mentioned in this diagram, next to the region of cell division, the next region is, what is that? Region of elongation. This is just above the, what is that? Meristematic region, and it is slightly longer. When it is compared to the meristematic zone, here the elongation zone will be, it is slightly longer. So these cells of this region undergo rapid elongation and that contribute in the, what is that? Root growth. So this region when it can able to elongate, mainly this takes place, what is that? The growth of the cells will takes place in this region only. So this is what about the region of elongation. Elongation region na next, just above the meristematic region, there is slightly longer regions are present, which is called as elongation zone. So the cells of these regions are undergo repeated cell division and also, what is that? Rapid elongation and contribute to, what is that? Root growth. Okay, so that is the region of the elongation. So we have completed. Be ready. Next, everybody have to give about the each point. So region of root cap, and the next one region of cell division, and next region of the, what is that? Elongation. And next to the part, Okay, in the maturation zone, here it is mentioned all the roots are present. The root hairs are present. No. So this region is called as maturation region. Okay, this region is called as maturation region. So this region just above the elongation region, actually it will extend upward. இது எப்படி elongate ஆகும்னா மேல் நோக்கி வந்து என்ன ஆகும் elongate ஆகும். Okay, and so the root surface is covered by fine, delicate unicellular root hairs that absorb the water and solute. So if you are in maturation region, if you see they have a root hairs, the root hairs are important for the absorb the water and solutes. Okay, so the root hairs which is present in this region, it is continuously get destroyed, and also new root hairs are developed from this growing region. Understood? So what happened? The region in this region, the root hairs are present. The root hairs are continuously get destroyed. Again, what happened? The new roots will be formed. Okay, va? And so this is the main function of what is that? The maturation zone. And most of the epiphytes, parasites do not have a root hairs. Make a note of it. Epiphytes. Epiphytes na, which live on based on the parasite. It will use as a parasite as a tree. Vanda, okay, I think you have heard about the Vanda plant. I don't know. So this plant and all epiphytes to the plants, other plants. And the parasites, Cuscuta. Okay, dodder plant. Okay, so these plants they do not have a root hairs. Okay, so this is the region of what is that? They have a lateral roots, but the root hairs are absent. Okay, so this is what about the what? The maturation zone. Any doubt? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
So what are the regions are present? Tell me. First region is, can you see this picture? I'll explain it. First region is
Meristematic.
first region. First region is not a meristematic. Please look a picture and answer me. Region of very good. Yes. See, Amma, if it is wrong, also no problem. We will discuss. Okay. If I'm asking question, if you don't know, I will explain your people. That is the reason I'm asking. Okay, whether it is reached or not, for that checking only. Okay. Nothing else. You can answer me. It is no problem. Okay. First region and then another root cap. Okay. What is the functions of root cap? What is the function of root cap?
Study from tip of the root.
The tip of the root
Largest root.
is called as root cap. My question, understand my question. What is the function of root cap?
Help to penetration.
Very good. Protection and penetration. Okay, very good. And what is the other name for root cap?
Calyptra.
Calyptra. Very good. And the next question. In what about in aquatic plants? Instead of root cap, which structure is present? In aquatic root. In aquatic plants, in terrestrial plants, we have a root cap. But in aquatic plants, instead of root cap, we have what is that? Okay, we have root packet. We have what is that? Root packet. Okay, ma? And what is the next? Above the root cap, what will be the region? Next to the root cap, what will be the region? My question. Ma, what is the next region? Once root cap completed, next to the root cap.
Elongation.
Elongation illa, meristematic region of cell division. Can you able to see the picture? Yes?
Region of meristematic.
Meristematic region. Or what is that? Meristematic region, or what is that? Region of cell division. Okay, so here what happened? What is the nature of the cell here? எப்படி இருக்கும் செல்ஸ் எல்லாம் எப்படி இருக்கும் பார்க்கிறதுக்கு? The cells which is present in the meristematic region, what is the characteristic? What are the characteristic of the cells which is present in the meristematic zone?
Active state of division, mind growing region of the root.
Okay, they are very small, thin walled, and they have a dense protoplasm. They have a repeated cell division. Okay, va? So this is the main part of what is that growing region. Okay, what is the next meristematic region? What region we have? Region of
Elongation.
elong- elongation. Okay, so இது வந்து என்னது இந்த ரூட்லயே வந்து slightly longer-ஆ இருக்கிறது என்னது elongation zone. Okay, elongation zone. Okay, so that is elongation zone. It is the cells வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும்னா elongate-ஆ இருக்கும். It is helpful for the elongation of the root. And next, after the elongation region, which region we have? Region of
Maturation.
Region of
Maturation.
maturation we have, right? Yes. So in region of maturation, okay, so the root surface is covered by, the region of maturation is covered by,
Root hair, ma'am.
very good, root hairs. Okay, the region of maturation region is completely covered by what is that? Root hairs. Here the cells when the root hairs when the enna agum, it will be destroy also, again it will be what happen, regrowth வந்து என்ன ஆகும் நடக்கும். ஓகேவா? Yes. So this is what about the what is that? The different regions of the root. Any doubt? Yes.
No, ma'am.
Any doubt? Shall I move to the next one?
Okay.
Yes. Next one and then the modification of root. So what is the modification of root? What I told? Storage. Modification root என்னன்னா the root வந்து என்ன ஆகும், actually it is not in your textbook point of view. You want to know about what are the modification. Okay, so the root வந்து என்னதுன்னா it may show permanent structural changes. Root வந்து please make a note of it. What is a modification na? The root what happen, permanently structural changes, and it will takes place what is that, some function based on the environmental condition. The permanent structure of the root will change to perform particular functions. So this is called root modifications. Okay, so they are tap root, adventitious root. Okay, like both the root also some modifications we have. For example, if you see the advantage, the tap root, the fibrous root, if you take a fibrous root, it will modify it to form what is that? I told already, radish, okay, turnip and sugar beet, okay, carrot. So these all are what is that? The modification of the fibrous root. Make a note of it. Kindly make a note. First one என்னதுன்னா the modified tap root, okay, or modified fibrous root. It will store the what is that? Food is called as storage root. Modification of root na, the root gets modified and it store the food. Okay, so they are called as modified root. Okay, actually they produce root. Later they produce root, stems, leaves. Okay, actually the plant, the modification root plant வந்து the how many years can live na? Biennial. 2 years it can live. So in the first year it can able to give the flower, fruit, seeds. Okay, first year it can give the they produce root, stem, leaves in the first year with the flowers. இந்த fruit, seeds எல்லாமே என்ன ஆகும்னா செகண்ட் இயர்ல என்ன பண்ணும், ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணும். Okay, and so the food will be stored. Later it is translocated into the what is that? The roots. The excess food produced in the shoot during the first year is what happened? Translocated into the roots. As a result, what happened na? The roots when they store the food during the second year. Okay, and it will helpful for the what is that? Harvesting. Okay, examples. We have a lot of examples for storage root. One is fusiform. Okay, actually it is the storage root is swollen only middle part. Example, the radish. Radish, if you see, the middle part alone, it is bulged. In the radish, if you see, the middle part is bulged. The both the parts வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும்? Okay, it will be very like a spindle shaped. Okay, so this is called as what is that? the raffinus sativa, radish, fusiform root, and nepiform root. Actually, it is one type of storage root. Here, the swollen at base and highly tapering at the tip. When it come to the tip, if you see, it is highly tapering. Example, the beetroot. If you see a beetroot or turnip and all, beetroot, turnip, sugar beet, that is இதெல்லாமே பேஸ்ல எப்படி இருக்கும்? The storage taproot is highly swollen at the base, but it is highly tapering towards the what is the tip. So this is the beetroot. At the base என்ன இருக்கும்னா swollen இருக்கும், and when it is further it's growing down, if you see it down, it is a tapering end. Okay, and next one, conical shape. If you take example the carrot, the carrot shape is like a conical. Okay, the carrot shape எப்படி இருக்கணும்? It's like a conical. The storage taproot taper gradually from base to tip. Gradually, first base கொஞ்சம் பல்ஜா இருக்கும். Gradually it will decrease its size till the tip. So example என்னதுன்னா carrot. Okay, like a sweet potato. Okay, sweet potato also, what is that? One of the example of the root. Okay, so இதெல்லாமே என்ன பண்ணும்? It will modified and it will store the food. So what is a root modification? The roots modify and it reach the what is that? A permanent structural changes for perform a particular functions, which is called as modification. The roots, okay, it will show the structural changes for what? Perform the particular function, which is called as a modification. Okay, so there are different types of modifications we have. The roots now the modify agi store the food. So first one the fleshy and tuberous storage root example. We have fusiform root, fusiform example radish, nepiform example beetroot, turnip, and conical shape example carrot. And we have also fasciculated tuberous root also. What do you know what do you mean by fasciculated? Fasciculated meaning, anybody? No, what is a fasciculated? Actually, one of the plant, monocot plant, the name of the plant is asparagus. Actually, it is a fibrous root, store the food material and form a bunch of tuberous root. And form what is that? A bunch of tuberous root. Okay, which is called as fasciculated tuberous roots. Fasciculated tuberous roots. So this is what about the what is that? Fasciculated tuberous roots example. Okay, almost it look like this only, like sugarcane only. The madri fasciculated. So fasciculated tuberous root na in asparagus. Okay, the fibrous roots another store the food material and form the bunch of tuberous root, which is called as the fasciculated tuberous root. Any doubt? What is root modification? What is root modification? What is root modification? The roots are permanently get changes in their shape, and store the food, which is called as what is that? Root modification. Okay, permanenta adude shape change panni food store pannichina, it's called as a root modification. Okay va? So in the root modified plants pathona 2 years generally it will live. 2 years generally it will live. So they are called as biennial plant. So the first year they form the root, stem, shoot, flowers, everything will be formed. In the second year they form the fruits and seeds. So they are called as what is that? Biennial plants. Okay, and the modification based panni the fleshy or tuberous roots, storage roots example, there are different type we have. Okay, the taproot store food materials. Two examples வந்து fusiform root, nepiform root, conical root. Fusiform example spindle, spindles example radish. Storage எப்படி இருக்கும்? The tip வந்து பல்ஜா இருக்கும், சரி பேஸ் வந்து பல்ஜா இருக்கும், சாரிமா the center part will be bulge, both the regions வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும்? Spindle, like spindle shape, sharp end. So they are example of fusiform. Nepiform example?
Sugar beet, beetroot.
Yeah, sugar beet, beetroot, both same only ma. Beta vulgaris, sugar beet and turnip. So beetroot எப்படி இருக்கு? Base part எப்படி இருக்கும்? Swollen இருக்கும். So towards the tip வரும்போது it will be what it is, very thin. So they are called as what is that? Nepiform. And third one வந்து என்னது? Conical shape. What is the conical shape? இங்க வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும்? The base வந்து கொஞ்சம் பல்ஜா இருக்கும். Gradually என்ன ஆகும்? It tapers gradually till the tip. Okay, tapers gradually till the tip. So this is example of conical shape.
Correct.
So these conical, nepiform and fusiform, these three are modification of the taproot system. But some monocot plant, the fibrous root also get modified. Example, asparagus. Make a note of the plant. Asparagus is a plant. Okay, it has a fasciculated tuberous root. What is a fasciculated tuberous root na? The fibrous roots வந்து store the food. The fibrous roots வந்து store the food. Okay, and form the, what is that? A bunch of tuberous roots வந்து form பண்ணிச்சுன்னா it is called as a fasciculated root. Make a note of it. எழுதி வச்சுக்கோ. What is a fasciculated root ன்னு என்ன எழுதுவே? In monocot plants like asparagus, in monocot plant like asparagus, fibrous roots store the food. Fibrous roots store the food material and form the bunch of tuberous roots. Form the bunch of the tuberous roots. So they are called as fasciculated tuberous root. And the next one வந்து respiratory root. So this also one of the modification. Have you seen the respiratory root here? The picture it was given. Respiratory root of rhizosphere. Have you noticed it? Actually, we know roots grow under the soil. But in this plant, if you see, the respiratory root வந்து எப்படி இருக்கு? What happened in this plant? It is also called as breathing root or pneumatophores. Please make a note of it. Respiratory roots are also called as breathing root and pneumatophores. Breathing roots are also known as, what is that? Pneumatophores. Okay, so actually this type of root, if you noticed, mostly these roots which is present in the marshy area. This type of root where you could able to see na only in the marshy area. So why, what happened na, the marshy area na, the waterlogged. Okay, commonly in the mangroves. These roots வந்து generally which is grow in the mangroves. In this region, generally the waterlogged soil with poor aeration. In mangroves, the waterlogged soil with the poor aeration is present, so that the roots cannot breathe. So what happen in such areas? What happen? The roots வந்து என்னது? It will come out of the soil and it will grow. Actually, it is a negatively geotrophic. Okay, and so this modified taproot வந்து helpful in the exchange of gases called as respiratory root. Okay, so these roots are generally found in the mangroves because the mangroves regions வந்து it has a waterlogged soil with the poor aeration. Okay, so the roots which is not to grow under the soil because it will not get the aeration, so that what happen? It has a minute pores in them. These roots have a minute pores in them. These pores are called as nematodes. Make a note of it. Nemato, P-N-E-M, Make this. This is the plant respiratory system, respiratory roots. It has a small minute pore. The pore is called as nematodes. Neumatodes. Nematodes. They help in what is that? Exchange of gases. Example, Avicennia and Rhizophora. Make a note of it. Respiratory root. What is the respiratory root? Any one of them, can you tell me? What is respiratory root? Any one of them, can you define? What is respiratory root? Any one of them, can you define? In where it will live? What is the purpose of this root? Will grow? Yes. Kindly respond. Kindly respond, children. What is respiratory root? My voice is audible, children.
Yes, ma'am.
What is respiratory root, ma? எங்க இருக்கும் இந்த root?
When the quantity of oxygen is low in soil,
ஆமா,
then some
இங்க இது
root
எங்க இருக்கும்னா ரூட்ஸ் வந்து எங்க இருக்கும்னா மேங்க்ரோவ்ஸ்ல இருக்கும். எங்க இருக்கும்?
mangrove.
மேங்க்ரோவ்ஸ்ல வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும்னா சாயில் நிறைய தண்ணி சொதன்னு இருக்கும் அங்க. வாட்டர் லாக்டு சாயில். வாட்டர் லாக்டு சாயில் என்னது? சேரும் சகதின்னு சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல, அந்த மாதிரி வாட்டர் லாக்டு சாயில்ல ஏரேஷன் உள்ள கிடைக்காது. அதனால இந்த ரூட்ஸ் வந்து என்ன ஆகும்? இட் வில் grow அவுட் சைட். ஓகேவா? ஸோ அண்ட் ஆல்சோ திஸ் ரூட்ஸ் த டிப் ரீஜன்ல பார்த்தோம்னா தே ஹாவ் அ ஸ்மால் மைன்யூட் போர். த போர் இஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் நிமட்டோதோட்ஸ். வித் ஹெல்ப் ஆஃப் திஸ் நிமட்டோதோட்ஸ் what will happen? The exchange of gases will be takes place ஆகுது. ஓகேவா? எக்ஸாம்பிள் வந்து அவிசீனியா. எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச் ஆஃப் கேசஸ் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஃபார் திஸ் ரெஸ்பிரேட்டரி ரூட் வந்து எக்ஸாம்பிள் வந்து அவிசீனியா. ஏவிஐ சிசி ஏவிஐ சிஇ என்என்ஐஏ அவிசீனியா. ரைசோஃபோரா RHIZOPHORA ரைசோஃபோரா. Okay, so the rhizophora, both respiratory roots also present and stilt roots also present. What is that roots? What is the name of the plant? Rhizophora. Make a note of it. The plant which contain both the respiratory root and stilt root, na example Rhizophora. Okay, but Avicennia, it has only one root, that is the respiratory root. Okay, so the respiratory root generally which is present in the mangrove forest, because this region has what is that? Waterlogged soil with the poor aeration. So the roots வந்து என்ன ஆகாது? Cannot get the proper oxygen. So the roots will come out of the what is that soil and it will grow, and it has what is that? Nematodes. Okay, with help of this nematodes, what happen? The respiration, everything will be takes place. Okay va? So this is what about the nematophora. And the next one வந்து என்னது? What is the next one? What is the banyan root? So this one I told, fusiform root, nepiform root, conical root. And next one வந்து என்னது? Respiratory root or rhizophora. Of rhizophora it was given. And next one வந்து என்னது? In banyan tree, prob root. What is that? In banyan tree, what kind of roots are present? Prob root. PROP. Prob roots. Actually, the prob roots are modified adventitious roots arising from the horizontal branches that provide extra support. Okay, which is called as prob roots. So the prob roots வந்து என்னது? Modified adventitious roots which is arising from where? Horizontal. Okay, which is horizontally from branches that provide extra support. Okay, it will horizontally, it will grow with help of this roots. The plant can get what is that? Good support. Okay, so this is what? It will grow, they are hang in the hair, grow downwards and penetrate into the soil and act as a supporting pillar. Noticed it? It acts as a supporting pillar for the trees, right? Have you seen the banyan tree? So here what happened? The roots which is arise from the branches and it will grow horizontally towards down, and these roots grow and it will make like a pillar and it will give a great support to the plant, which give a great support to the plants. So this is called as what is that? Prop roots. Example, banyan tree. The banyan tree, okay, it is example of prop roots. And next one the stilt roots. Okay, already I told stilt roots. So what is the stilt roots? Here it is a modified aerial adventitious roots developing from lower part of the stem. So the roots which is arise from the what is that? Lower part of the stem for a mechanical support. So they are called as stilt root. Okay, can you tell me which plant have both the stilt root, okay, as well as respiratory root? Which plant have a both the, okay, which plant have a both the respiratory root and stilt root? Can you give me example which plant? Ma, interact with ma. Which plant have both the stilt root and what is that one more root? Respiratory root. What is that example? Rhizophora. What is the example? Rhizophora. They have both the respiratory roots and also what is that? The stilt roots are present. Okay, na? Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, the modification of root. See, underground modification of storage root. 3 types. One is radish. It is a fusiform root. Nepiform, beetroot, conical, carrot. And another modification of root another respiratory root. Okay, in Rhizophora, in respiratory root generally which is grow in the mangroves. The mangrove regions the waterlogged soils are present. In this region, the roots cannot grow. The roots cannot grow because it need aeration. So what will happen in these plants, in this area, the roots will come out of the what is that soil with the help of the small minute pore which is present in the root, which is called as what is that? Nematodes. With the help of the nematodes, it will takes the exchange of gases. So this respiratory root is called as breathing roots and nematophores. And next one what is that? Prob root, which is present in the banyan tree. In the banyan tree, from the branches, okay, horizontally some roots will grow. It will join with what is that? Soil and make a plant like a pillar. Make a plant like a pillar. Okay, it is called as the pillar root. Okay, and next one stilt root. So in the stilt root is example of what is that? Sugarcane. If you see this sugarcane, if you noticed it, here the adventitious roots developing from the lower part of the stem. Here the root is developed from the lower part of the stem for the mechanical support. So they are called as stilt roots. They are called as what is that? Stilt roots. Okay, va? So these are the what? Some of the modification of the roots. Any doubt? So we know what is that? What is root? What are the functions of root? Okay, types of root, tap root system, fibrous root system, and adventitious root system. And next one, parts of the what is that? Root, the region of root cap, region of meristematic region of elongation, and region of what is that? Maturation region. And next topic we have discussed about the modification of root. Here the underground modification carrot, beetroot, turnip idellame underground modification. In soil negatively, in which plant it show negatively geotrophic na example என்னது? In the plant, the mangrove plants, the roots எப்படி இருக்கும்? The plant which is grow generally in the waterlogged condition in the soil. So because of the water which is present, the root cannot get the aeration. So in such case, the tip of the what is that? In the plant, tip of the plant, they have what? The small minute pore. The pore is called as nematodes. With help of the nematodes, exchange of gases will be takes place. Okay, so this is what about the stilt root. Okay, in Rhizophora, if you take example, it has a both the stilt root and also what is that? They have a stilt root and also respiratory root. Both the roots also present. Okay, va? So this is what about the different types of modification of roots. Next, shall I move to the next topic?
Okay, ma'am.
Can you tell me, differentiate, can you, or 2 points, differentiate between the tap root system and adventitious root system? What is adventitious root system? What is a tap root system? Definition, one more point, that's enough.
It developed from radical, which
Very
is
good.
made up of one main branch and other sub branches.
Okay, super. Ma. Adventitious root system?
It's in some plant. After some time, the growth of taproot stops part of the plant, which
Instead
are
of
branch or
radical,
unbranched.
very good here. Instead, இப்படி கூட சொல்லிக்கலாம். Instead of radical, tap root systemல என்ன நடந்துச்சு? The develop, the root which is developed from the, what is that? The radical. Radical இருந்து root develop ஆச்சுன்னா it's called tap root system. Adventitious root system என்னது? Other than radical, the root which is grown, which is called as adventitious root. Radical இல்லாம மத்த part, leaf-ஆ இருக்கலாம், stem-ஆ இருக்கலாம், எதுவா வேணா branches இருக்கலாம். எதுல இருந்து root form ஆகுதோ அதுக்கு பேர் என்னது? Adventitious roots. ஓகேவா? Next point. Tap root system and adventitious root system. Actually, tap root system வந்து underground தான். Have you noticed? Majority of the plants வந்து underground. But adventitious roots, if you take, they have both underground and above ground. Can you give me example which is above ground, which is underground? For adventitious root system, give me an example. What are the roots can grow under the soil? What are the roots can grow above the soil? Coffee. Okay, give me example. Amma, just now we have discussed adventitious root, no? Above the soil, எந்தெந்த root இருக்கு? Underground soil, we know what are the underground root. Give example kudu. Underground roots, give me an example, நான் சொல்றேன். Give me an example. What are the roots which is grow underground? What are the roots which is grow above ground? What are they, ma? அம்மா இப்பதானே படிச்சோம். ரேடிஷ், டர்னிப், அப்புறம் என்னது? அம்மா எந்தெந்த ரூட்டு கீழே மண்ணுக்கு கீழே க்ரோ ஆகுது, மாடிஃபைட் அண்ட் ஸ்டோர் த ஃபுட்னா என்னென்ன? ரேடிஷ், டர்னிப், பீட்ரூட் இதெல்லாம். அபவ் கிரவுண்ட்ல எக்ஸாம்பிள் என்னது? ரெஸ்பிரேட்டரி ரூட்டு, பேனியன் ட்ரீ ரூட்டு, இது எல்லாமே வந்து என்னது? எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஆஃப் வாட் இஸ் தட்? த அபவ் கிரவுண்ட் ரூட். புரிஞ்சுதா? ஓகேவா? எஸ். And here if you see, they have a primary root, persistent, and next roots and all formed. Here வந்து primary root வந்து என்ன ஆகாதுன்னா does not persist for long time, because what happen na it will change to store the food. So அதனால primary root மட்டும் தான் இருக்கும், கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு அப்புறம் modify ஆயிரும். Okay, இது எல்லாமே example of what is that? Tap roots and the adventitious roots. So this is what about the root modification. Shall I move to the next topic? Shall I move to the stem now?
Okay.
Yes. Amma, can you able to understand? I'm just going very briefly, ma, because you want to know. Your grade 11th. Okay. So in the textbook point of view, they have given only root regions and taproot and what is the type functions and what are the types, that only. So additionally, if you know only, you can able to face different type of questions. Okay. இது புரிஞ்சதா புரியலையாமா? நெக்ஸ்ட் மூவ் பண்ணிட்டான். இல்ல ஏதாவது டாபிக் கிளாரிட்டி இல்லைன்னா கேன் யூ டெல் மீ, ஐ வில் கிவ் யூ எக்ஸாம்பிள் எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷன். இல்லைன்னா any one of them just to recap the points, what are the modification of roots. If you explain in Tamil also, for me no problem, but your concept if it is reached, I am happy. Yes ma.
Perform special function or called modified root.
Yes ma.
Fusiform root.
Very good, correct. Next.
Fusiform is thicker in the middle and tapering on both sides.
Very good.
Example, radish.
Okay, good. Next.
Conical root. These roots are thicker at their upper side and tapering at basal end.
Very good. Okay, at the base வந்து the end of the region வந்து baseல வந்து bulge இருக்கும். Gradually என்ன ஆகும்? Okay, next.
Nepiform root. This root becomes swollen and spherical at upper end and tapering like thread lower end.
Okay, very good.
Example, beetroot.
Beetroot, very good ma. What about other type of roots? What is the respiratory root and of rhizophora?
When the quantity of oxygen is low in soil, then some root come out from the soil and help in respiration. Avicennia example.
Okay dear, my question, where it will grow? எந்த இடத்துல இந்த மாதிரி root grow ஆகும்? Yes, in which place this root can be grow? In which area this root will grow, I'm asking.
1 second, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Can you respond others? Only she is answering. What about others? Everybody respond for each one question. Who is there?
Mangrove. Marshy
others
area.
also respond. Okay, what is the where it is? Mangroves. Mangroves what is the condition of soil? Mangroves la soil condition எப்படி இருக்கும்னு சொல்லிருக்கேன்.
Water and aeration.
Water loss, aeration will be okay, very less under the soil. That is the reason the roots come out of the soil and it will grow. Okay. Yes. Next, tell me any one of them about this banyan root. I don't want to hear the same voice. I'm getting answer from everybody. Try to answer. If not, again I'm teaching, I'm telling again and again. The people are quiet now. What is this? Banyan root. Banyan root, any one of them? Banyan tree பார்த்திருக்கீங்களாமா? அதுல ரூட் எப்படி இருக்கும்? ஹரிசாண்டலா ஃப்ரம் பிரான்ச்சஸ்ல இருந்து கீழ் நோக்கி வளரும் இல்லையா? இந்த பிக்சர்ல பாருங்கம்மா, இது எல்லாமே ரூட் தான். ஓகே, பிரான்ச்ல இருந்து கீழே ஹரிசாண்டலா வளர்ந்து என்ன ஆயிருக்கு? It will give a support to the plant, act like a pillar to the plant, right? ஆமாவா இல்லையா?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, அப்பா எனக்கு புரியலம்மா. இது ஈஸியான டாபிக். Why you people are not answering? I don't know. Okay, so in the banyan tree, this root is called as stilt root. And also, what is that? In this, some of the plants வந்து என்ன ஆகும்? The base of the stem வந்து modify into what is that? Form the root. Okay. Example, stilt root. Okay, example, stilt root. In banyan tree, the root is called as a prop root. P-R-O-P, prop roots. Okay, prop roots. Okay, va? So this is what about the root system. So finally, the topic is about the function of root. Already we know The function வந்து என்னது? Anchorage, absorption of water and minerals, holding the plant properly, make a plant to stand erect. Okay, and protect the soil erosion, absorb the water and minerals. இது எல்லாமே வந்து என்னது? The general function of the root. Okay, now I'll share one question paper. Try to answer. Hmm. The breathing roots. Can you able to see the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Introduction to root. Stem, I'm not going with that. I'm going to discuss the questions from the root system. Can you tell me spongy breathing roots are found in which plant spongy breathing roots are found? Spongy breathing roots are found in the casquita. Already the answer is marked. The answer is casquita. Make a note of it. Spongy breathing roots are found in the casquita. The root nodule of the bean plants are tumor of disease, abnormality of the bean, bacterial hypertrophies due to variation in the soil. What is the answer? The root
Bacterial.
nodule of the bean plant, mostly bean plant nale leguminaceae plant. What is the general characteristic of leguminaceae plant? In root hairல என்ன இருக்கும்? Root hair. Have you seen small root nodules? Root nodules present ஆயிருக்குல்லமா?
Ma'am,
ஆமாவா
voice
இல்லை?
break ஆகுது ma'am.
So what will be the answer?
Bacterial
Bacterial
hypertrophies.
Make a note of it. The word is new. The bacterial hypotrophius. The root nodule of bean plant. Then tuberous roots of sweet potato are the modified taproot, sweet potato, modified taproot, underground stem, modified adventitious root, modified aerial root.
Modified advantages.
Make a note of it. Make a note. The sweet taproot வந்து இந்த மாதிரி தான் questions. So we have learned about fibrous root taproot system. But in which plant, what kind of root is present ங்கிறது முக்கியம். So the sweet potato வந்து என்னது? Modified, what is that? Adventitious roots. And Casquita is a parasite because of presence of what? Casquita is a parasite because of presence of yeah. So the answer is Astoria. Please make a note. Austria. Astoria. Fourth one answer. 3. Astoria. Can you tell me one more time? Spongy breathing roots are found in
Casquita.
root nodule of bean plants are found in
Bacterial hypertrophies.
yes. The tuberous roots of sweet potato are the
Modified advantages.
It is a parasite because of presence of
Astoria.
okay, very good. Next, the climbing roots are found in
Beetle.
asparagus, beetle, pine and orchids. என்னது? Beetle. வெத்தலை. Beetle என்னது? Fifth one. Beetle. Okay. Next. And leafy, less wiry stem parasite. I think in the grade 10th you have studied parasitic plant. Example.
Casquita, ma'am.
Root parasite producing the lateral flowers. Example, make a note. Rafflesia. The largest plant. எதுனா flower. எதுனா Rafflesia. Make a note. Largest flower. Root parasite producing the largest flower வந்து Rafflesia. The roots are described as adventitious or taproot depending upon their anatomy.
Place of origin. Origin, ma'am.
Place of origin. Place of origin na whether it is formed from the radicula, whether it is formed from apart from radical, the root and stemma. So based on that only what happened? The adventitious roots are place of origin. Based on the origin only, they have described the what is that? The roots. Next, the lateral roots. Okay, lateral roots formed on the root from
Region of maturation.
we have a four region of cap. Okay, root cap. Second, meristematically illa.
Hair region.
என்னது maturation region. Okay, so answer is region of maturation. And next one, the prob roots of ficus are
Positively geotrophic.
can you tell me what is positively geotrophic and negatively geotrophic? What is the difference? Positively geotrophic, negatively geotrophic. The answer what you have given that is correct. The positively geotrophic. What is positively geotrophic? Negatively geotrophic. My question. ஜியோன்னு என்னது? ஜியோன்னா என்னம்மா? What do you mean by geo? Geotrophic. What do you mean by geotrophic? ஜியோன்னு என்னம்மா? Respond to gravity. Responses to the gravity. ஸோ பாசிட்டிவ்லி ஜியோட்ராஃபிக்னா எப்படி இருக்கும்? ரூட் எல்லாமே சாயில் நோக்கி தான் போகும், சாயிலுக்கு மேல வளராது இல்லையா? எக்ஸப்ட் வந்து ப்ராப் ரூட். வேற என்னது? வாட் இஸ் த அதர் திங் வி ஹேவ் டிஸ்கஸ்ட்? ப்ராப் ரூட் வி ஹேவ் டிஸ்கஸ்ட். ஒன் மோர் டைப் ஆஃப் ரூட் என்னது? மேங்க்ரூவ்ஸ்ல இருக்கிறது ரெஸ்பிரேட்டரி ரூட். ஸோ இது எல்லாமே வந்து என்னதுன்னா நெகட்டிவ்லி ஜியோட்ராஃபிக். பாசிட்டிவ்லி ஜியோட்ராஃபிக்னா மெஜாரிட்டி ஆஃப் த பிளான்ட்ல வந்து இந்த ரூட் சிஸ்டம் வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும்? Grow towards the soil. So it is called positively geotrophic. Negatively geotrophic na example வந்து என்னது? Here's an example.
Respiratory root.
So it will not grow towards the earth, it will grow towards the sun. அப்படி இருந்துச்சுன்னா it's called as negatively geotrophic. So answer is positively geotrophic. And complete the root parasite is Caseta, Santalum, Viscum, Aro bunch. Sir.
Oro bunch. Oro bunch.
Note Aro bunch. AOROBANCHA. Aro bunch. Next, in Abyssinia, modified porous aerial routine. Absorption, photosynthesis, respiration, and transpiration. Respiration. The bryophyllum shows nematophore, succulent root, stilt root, epiphyllum. பார்த்தோம்னா இன்னொரு லீஃப் மேலதான் என்ன இருக்கும்? ஹேங் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும். ஸோ இது வந்து என்னது? எபிஃபைட். அண்ட் ரைசோம் அண்ட் சக்கர் ஆர் ஃபவுண்ட் இன் சொர்க்கம், மியூசா, பேனியன் and pandanus. The answer is what is that? Banyan. Okay, the answer is banyan. Rhizophus and sucker are found in the what? Banyan. Next, rhizome and suckers are found in the banyan root. Next, balancing roots are seen in and pistia. Make a note. The plant with the tuberous fibrous root is fibrous root. Yeah, asparagus. Asparagus racemosus. Okay. And in a root, most of the salt absorption through the
elongation zone.
Yeah, elongation. Yes. In a root, most of the salt absorption through the what is that? Elongation zone. Okay, the photosynthetic vellum and roots are. It's not in your concept, but you want to know. What is the answer?
Can you
If you know,
phylum, ma'am?
if you know Phylum, make a note. 18th question. And rhizobium enter the root of leguminaceae through the
Root
root.
root hair, ma'am.
Root as a direct penetration through the what is that? Root hairs. Root hairs. Any doubt in this?
They are fixing a local tour மாதிரி ஒரு fix பண்றாங்க. With some agency ஒரு
Any doubt, Amma?
No, ma'am.
Niagara அது இதெல்லாம் அதெல்லாம்
No?
நான் ஒரு இடம் பார்க்கறதுக்காக எனக்கு இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இல்ல.
Sure, huh?
I am very clear.
Okay, ma'am.
I need to see
Yes.
அதான்.
So, spongy breathing roots are found in. Can you answer this?
நான் சொல்லிட்டேன் உங்ககிட்ட.
Cascata. Catla.
The root nodules of bean plants are
Bacterial
bacterial
hypertrophy.
hypertrophious. Okay. And the roots of the sweet potato are, I think the fiber
Modified advantage.
aerial root.
Modified advantages. Ma'am.
Okay. And the next one. So the rhizobium enter the roots of the leg through the
Root hair.
root hair, ma'am. Root hairs. Photosynthetic velamen roots are techinophyllum. Okay, va? Yes. So these are the what is that? The root system and the root system related questions. And we have many. Then epiphytic roots are found in
Vanda.
Vanda, I have mentioned. Adventitious roots are found in
Both
both 1 and 2, banyan tree as well as moristra. Root hairs are
unicellular.
root hairs are unicellular. Make a note. இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கணுமா? Root hairs வந்து எப்படி இது? Unicellular. Then stilt roots are also known as
Brass root.
brass roots. Make a note of it. Stilt roots க்கு இன்னொரு பேர் என்னதுன்னா brass. BRACE, brass roots. Okay. And the next one. Okay. Okay. Almost 25 questions you have learned. Every class, if you learn nearly 20 to 25 questions, okay. So per nearly you can complete that. 100 questions. Nearly 80 to 100 questions thorough ஆயிக்கலாம். புரியுதா?
Okay.
Got it? When I'm coming the next class, I will ask
Okay,
your
ma'am.
people explain about the what is that? What I thought today. அதை வந்து you have to explain to me. Then only I will I will make you to sit inside the class. Sorry. I will okay. Am I audible, children?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So then only 2021 marks if you thorough. Per month nearly 101 marks you can able to complete. Okay, it is easy for your preparation. Okay, ma.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma.
Ma'am, this questions PDF, ma'am.
I'll share all the questions. These all questions I will share. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
The 20 questions, whatever we discuss, no, that's you prepare and come. When we are going to the next class, we will discuss the STEM topic class. Now we will discuss the 1 marks.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, I will share.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
ஏன்னா ஆஃப்டர் தட் மீட்டிங் ஒன் டே அங்க இருக்கிற மாதிரி சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காங்க. லைவ்லியா இருக்கு. ஆமா. பட் ஐ அம் கமிங் ஹியர் ஆன் 28 itself. இல்ல சான் பிரான்சிஸ்கோவுக்கு நான் 38 வந்துடுறேன். 10 நாள் அங்க இருக்கிறேன். அப்பதான் இந்த வீடு வீடெல்லாம் பார்த்துட்டு 14 மட்டும் 12 லீவ் பண்ண மாதிரி இப்ப நான் நினைச்சிட்டு இருக்கேன். பட் 12 பதிமூணாம் தேதி பர்த்டே சின்னோட பொண்ணுக்கு நேத்ராவுக்கு அதுக்கு பர்த்டேவும் பார்க்குற மாதிரி நான் போகலான்னு இருக்கேன். அதனால அப்படி போட்டேன். இல்லைன்னா ஜூலை 1 தான் எனக்கு டிக்கெட் கிடைக்கிறது. இதுதான். அப்புறம் வேற என்ன விசேஷம்? எங்க யார் அவங்க சுவாதி இருக்காங்களா? ஓகே ஓகே. கம்ஃபர்டபுளாக இருக்கு இல்லையா? இப்போ அவங்க யாராவது இருந்தால் பெட்டர் நமக்கு இல்லை. அவங்க அம்மா இருப்பாங்க.